Tesla last year reduced its prices in China twice. BYD increased its prices. We're direct competitors.
Think of an engine so strong and affordable that it could completely change the EV industry. This idea isn't just a dream, it's real, and it's coming from China. While Western car makers rush to catch up, China's groundbreaking technology is already making waves in markets around the world. But could one new engine challenge the biggest car brands? And what could this mean for the future of electric vehicles? Join us as we explore how this revolutionary engine could transform everything we know about EVs. China's path to electric vehicle supremacy. China isn't just trying to compete in the electric vehicle (EV) market, it's aiming to take over completely. Its ambitious strategy has the potential to change the global auto industry forever. Through bold policies, non-stop innovation, and groundbreaking technology, China's rise in green energy is shaking up the world. This story begins in the early 2000s, when Chinese cities were suffocating under thick smog, and the country's growing reliance on imported oil was becoming a serious concern. Decades of rapid industrial expansion had come at a heavy cost to public health and environmental safety. With pollution threatening the well-being of millions and energy dependence posing a risk to national security, China needed a game-changing solution. The government turned its focus to electric vehicles. In 2001, they launched the 863 program, a bold initiative to drive innovation in high-tech sectors like clean energy and EVs. The goal was simple, yet ambitious: reduce the nation's dependence on foreign oil and dramatically cut pollution. While EV technology was expensive at the time and public interest was low, China pushed ahead with determination. By the mid-20th century, the government introduced the New Energy Vehicle Plan, which centered on developing battery electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, and hydrogen fuel cells. To make EVs affordable and appealing, they offered generous subsidies for both manufacturers and consumers. This strategy kick-started the electrification of public transportation, with Shenzhen leading the charge. Home to over 12 million people, Shenzhen committed to electrifying its entire fleet of 16,000 buses. By 2017, it became the first city in the world to achieve this, dramatically reducing emissions and improving air quality. This wasn't just a local success story, it became a model for cities across China and beyond. China's EV boom didn't stop there. The government implemented strong policies, such as the dual credit system in 2017, which forced automakers to produce a certain number of EVs or buy credits from companies that met these quotas. This system nudged the entire auto industry away from gas-powered vehicles and toward electric innovation. In just over a decade, China evolved from a small player in the EV space to the world's largest producer and consumer of electric vehicles. Brands like BYD, NIO, and Spang not only dominate the Chinese market, but are also making waves globally, challenging industry giants like Tesla and Volkswagen. One of the key factors driving China's success is its massive network of charging stations. These have been built across the country, especially in big cities, where EV drivers can now find charging points almost as easily as gas stations. This widespread infrastructure has eased concerns about running out of battery power, making EVs a practical choice for millions of people. However, China's efforts have sent shockwaves around the globe. Other nations, especially in Europe, are closely watching and even adopting similar policies and subsidies to support their own EV industries. Central to China's dominance is its control over battery production. Companies like KTL and BYD not only supply the domestic market, but also export batteries worldwide, giving China a significant edge in the global EV race. By 2023, nearly 40% of all vehicles sold in China were electric, a staggering figure far ahead of any other country. Just a few years ago, seeing nearly half the cars on the road as EVs seemed like a distant dream. Yet through focused policies, technological breakthroughs, and strategic planning, China has made it a reality. Today, the global auto industry is undergoing a profound transformation, and China is leading the way. Its vision for EVs is not only reshaping transportation, but also redefining what's possible in the pursuit of a cleaner, greener future. So could this big change among the public turn China's new EV engine into a breakthrough? Let's find out. Byd Seagull. Think of an electric car engine so powerful yet affordable that it could completely shake up the EV industry. This isn't some luxury vehicle or futuristic concept. It's the Byd Seagull, a small electric car from China with an innovative engine and an unbelievably low price that could transform the global market almost overnight. The Seagull is doing something no other EV has managed. It's making top-tier efficiency, high performance, and cutting-edge technology accessible to everyday drivers. The Seagull's revolutionary power starts with its engine, or more precisely, its advanced electric motor, paired with BYD's innovative lithium iron phosphate LFP battery. Unlike the traditional lithium-ion batteries that use expensive materials like cobalt, BYD's LFP battery relies on materials that are easy to find and much cheaper, all while being more durable. This not only reduces the cost, but also makes the battery safer, as it is far less likely to overheat or catch fire. For a car aimed at regular drivers, this safety feature is a game changer. As for performance, this motor and battery combination allows the Seagull to travel nearly 200 miles on a single charge, an impressive range for a car in this price range. But the motor and battery are just the beginning of what makes this car such an affordable powerhouse. Every feature in the Seagull is designed to offer maximum functionality at the lowest cost without sacrificing quality. Take the single windshield wiper, for example. It may seem like a minor detail, but this choice is more than just about reducing parts. By cutting down on moving components, BYD has slashed manufacturing costs, reduced the car's weight, and minimized potential maintenance issues. The wiper still effectively covers the entire windshield, so drivers don't lose visibility, but the design is optimized for cost and efficiency. The Seagull is a compact hatchback built for urban living, making it easy to maneuver through tight streets and park in crowded spaces. Despite its small size, it offers a surprisingly roomy interior. BYD has crafted a car that fits perfectly into city environments where space is at a premium, yet the inside doesn't feel cramped. The cabin is designed to be spacious and efficient, with comfortable seating, easy-to-use controls, and enough storage for everyday needs. The result is a practical, no-frills car that gives drivers exactly what they need while keeping distractions to a minimum. It's a smart, simple design that maximizes space and usability while keeping costs low. One standout feature of the Seagull is its ability to charge quickly. This car isn't just budget-friendly and efficient. It's designed to match the fast pace of modern life. Thanks to BYD's advanced battery technology, the Seagull can charge up significantly in a short time, meaning you won't have to wait around long at charging stations. For drivers who are always on the move, this quick charging is a game changer, making the Seagull an appealing option for anyone who needs a car that's ready to go with minimal downtime. Now think about what the Seagull represents in the global market. Traditionally, electric vehicles in Western countries are seen as luxury items with high prices to match. But here comes the Seagull, shaking things up by offering an EV that's affordable and accessible to a much wider audience. It's already making a splash in regions like Europe and Latin America, where people have been eager for budget-friendly, reliable EVs, but have been priced out by established brands. At a fraction of the cost of high-end EVs like Tesla or BMW, the Seagull gives people a practical, eco-friendly car option that traditional car makers haven't been able to offer. BYD has completely changed the game on EV pricing, setting a new standard that could force Western automakers to rethink how they price and produce their vehicles. The Seagull's success becomes even more impressive when you consider BYD's recent performance. In the third quarter of 2024, BYD's revenue surpassed Tesla's, earning $28 billion compared to Tesla's $25 billion. This isn't just a sign of the Seagull's popularity, it's a clear signal of BYD's growing influence around the world. While Tesla has focused on high-end models, BYD has made itself the leader in affordable electric vehicles, reaching millions more consumers. BYD's strategy of focusing on cost-effective production while maintaining high quality is a winning combination that is shaking up the industry. The key lies in the company's unique approach to manufacturing. Unlike many other car makers, BYD controls almost every part of the production process. From making the batteries to putting the final touches on the car, BYD's control over its supply chain means it doesn't rely on third-party suppliers. This self-sufficiency helps BYD keep costs low and quality high, giving it an advantage few other car makers can match. It's also why BYD can offer the Seagull at such an affordable price, making it an attractive option for a global market that's hungry for budget-friendly electric cars. In a world where electric vehicles are often seen as luxury items, the Seagull is a breath of fresh air. It's not just another car, it's a bold statement from BYD that high-quality EVs can be affordable for everyone. The Seagull proves that you don't have to compromise on performance, safety, or reliability to drive an electric vehicle at an accessible price. It's setting a new standard, and the whole industry is scrambling to keep up with BYD's rapid rise. But how does BYD pull this off? Let's explore further. Advancements in technology and self-driving vehicles. China's electric vehicles are revolutionizing the car industry, introducing incredible features like self-driving technology, extended range, and luxurious interiors, all while keeping the price affordable. These aren't your average budget EVs, they are high-tech, comfortable, and impressively advanced, challenging what we once thought was possible just a few years ago. Take NIO, for example. The company has fully embraced autonomous driving technology, transforming their cars into what they call robots on wheels. With sophisticated systems that allow for self-parking, navigation on highways, and even voice command features, NIO sees their vehicles as intelligent companions rather than just modes of transportation. Their goal is to make these cars helpful and adaptable to drivers, ensuring every ride is safer and more enjoyable. This shift from simply getting from point A to point B to smart mobility is a step ahead of what most car brands offer today. And it's all at a price that everyday consumers can afford. The push for autonomous driving is taking over China's EV market. Many companies are introducing driver assist features that handle basic driving tasks, such as maintaining speed, staying in lanes, and safely stopping in traffic. While these cars aren't fully self-driving just yet, each new update brings them closer to that reality. BYD, another major Chinese automaker, has developed its advanced driver assistance systems that focus on improving safety and making the driving experience smoother. Picture a car that not only helps you save on fuel costs, but could also drive you to work, while still being affordable for average drivers. In addition to self-driving features, Chinese automakers are tackling one of the biggest challenges for electric vehicles: range. XPeng's Kunpeng super electric system was designed for hybrid models and offers an astonishing range of nearly 900 miles on a single charge. To put this into perspective, that's roughly the distance from Los Angeles to Seattle, without needing to stop for a recharge. The system smartly switches between electric and fuel power, maximizing efficiency, especially in areas where charging stations are scarce. For drivers in more remote or underserved areas, the Kunpeng system takes away the constant worry of running out of battery, making long-distance travel in an electric vehicle practical, even in places without a strong charging infrastructure. This innovation is especially important as Chinese automakers expand their reach beyond China's borders. In many regions around the world, charging networks are limited, but hybrid models like XPeng's offer a perfect solution, allowing EVs to perform seamlessly even in places where charging stations are few and far between. By addressing these challenges head-on, XPeng is positioning Chinese electric vehicles as a reliable and versatile option for drivers globally. And that's not all. Chinese automakers are also leading the way in vehicle design and comfort. Gone are the days when affordable meant basic. Now, Chinese EVs come with stylish, high-quality interiors that rival those of luxury cars. Brands like BYD and NIO have designed spacious cabins with plush seating, sophisticated climate control systems, and state-of-the-art infotainment features. BYD's interiors, for example, are minimalist yet elegant, using top-notch materials that give the car a luxurious feel without the hefty price tag. What's most remarkable is how fast Chinese brands are catching up and even surpassing traditional Western electric vehicle makers. For years, companies like Tesla and Volkswagen were the innovation leaders. But now Chinese brands are offering comparable and, in some cases, even superior features at a fraction of the cost. NIO's autonomous driving system is just as advanced as Tesla's autopilot, and XPeng's long-range capabilities rival those of high-end Western electric vehicles. But it's the affordability of these advanced features that's truly shaking up the industry, as more and more consumers realize they can access premium EV technology without the luxury price tag. The battery is the key factor in an EV's success. Batteries make up about a third of an EV's total cost, and they affect its range, reliability, and price. Here's the surprising part. China isn't just ahead in EV manufacturing. It also controls most of the global battery market, giving it a big edge over other countries. China's lead in battery production didn't happen overnight. The country invested in battery technology years before EVs became popular, preparing for the current high demand. Now, China makes over 70% of the world's lithium-ion batteries, which power EVs. This dominance comes mainly from companies like KTL, BYD, and Kilb, which supply a large portion of the global market. No matter the EV brand, it's likely that its battery either came from China or uses materials sourced there. Batteries replace gasoline engines in EVs, and they are expensive and complicated to produce. Lithium-ion batteries, the most common in EVs, rely on materials like lithium and cobalt, which are hard to find and need advanced technology to process. This production process has high barriers to entry, and China has mastered it with a mix of innovation, government support, and control over raw materials. Now, how are the automakers coping with this astonishing development from China? Let's find out. Traditional automakers threatened by China's EV rise. China's electric vehicles, EVs, are making a big impact on the global auto industry, challenging well-established car brands that have long been in control. Recent reports show that companies like Toyota and BMW are seeing a drop in profits, partly because of the rising competition from Chinese EV manufacturers. Even the most well-known car companies are starting to feel the pressure, as Chinese automakers quickly gain ground in important markets. The message is clear: the global auto industry is changing, and if traditional manufacturers don't adapt, they risk being left behind. Chinese EVs are rapidly winning over customers in Europe, a market that has traditionally been crucial for Western automakers. European consumers, encouraged by government incentives and growing concerns about sustainability, are eager to switch to electric vehicles. However, many are discouraged by the high prices of Western EVs. This is where Chinese brands like BYD and NIO come in, offering affordable electric cars that don't compromise on features. In countries like France, Spain, and Italy, where consumers tend to be more cautious with their spending, these Chinese models are attracting buyers who may have been priced out of the EV market. This shift isn't just happening in Europe. Emerging markets in Latin America and Asia are also seeing an influx of Chinese EVs, which are well suited to the needs of consumers in these regions. In Latin America, for instance, affordability is a key factor, and Chinese EVs provide a competitive option to traditional gasoline-powered cars without the steep prices often found with Western electric models. For established car brands, this change presents a huge challenge. They now have to deal with the complexities of transitioning to electric vehicles, while also facing fierce price competition from Chinese brands. Tesla, which leads the EV market in the US, is taking note of China's growing influence. The company's leadership is closely monitoring potential US policies that might limit the use of Chinese technology in electric vehicles. Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, has voiced concerns about how these possible restrictions could impact the industry, pointing out that limiting access to Chinese-made parts could drive up costs and slow down EV production in the US. This is especially important because many EV batteries and key components come from Chinese suppliers. For Tesla and other US automakers, the question of access to Chinese technology is not just a political issue. It's a practical one that could affect their profitability. Tesla isn't the only company feeling this pressure. Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, has spoken out about the need for American car makers to adjust their strategies in response to China's growing presence in the EV market. He has warned that US automakers can no longer afford to ignore the competition from China, urging his colleagues to take it seriously. Ford, like many other traditional automakers, finds itself in a position where it must rethink how it approaches EV production. To stay competitive, Ford and other legacy brands are increasingly focused on cutting costs, improving battery technology, and offering unique features that set their vehicles apart from the growing number of affordable Chinese EVs. However, while Chinese automakers are making headway around the world, they also face their challenges. One of the biggest obstacles is the lack of charging infrastructure in rural areas, both in China and in the international markets they're entering. Although major cities in China have plenty of charging stations, rural regions often don't, making it difficult for EV owners to find reliable charging options outside urban centers. This lack of infrastructure could limit the appeal of Chinese EVs in areas where long-distance travel is common, creating a barrier to their widespread adoption. Another challenge for Chinese manufacturers is the gradual removal of government subsidies, which have helped support the industry's growth. The Chinese government has provided significant subsidies and incentives, making EVs more affordable. However, these subsidies are starting to be phased out, putting pressure on manufacturers to keep prices low without relying on government support. As the market matures, Chinese automakers will need to find ways to sustain their growth on their own and continue delivering affordable, high-quality EVs. What are your thoughts on this new engine by China? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.